What shock can seize a nation so completely that a single day becomes a symbol of its unraveling? The very phrase, the fall of Poland on the 6th of October, evokes a moment when a country stood at the crossroads of fate, feeling the ground shift beneath it as powers greater than itself closed in. When a land is partitioned, it is not merely territory that is divided, it is memory, identity, and the intricate web of human continuity that suddenly finds itself torn apart. Thus, the notion of a fall becomes not a single catastrophic moment, but a slow, crushing descent in which fear, disbelief, and reluctant understanding intermingle as the inevitable draws near. The 6th of October stands as a point in time when the final embers of resistance flickered against encroaching forces, embodying the last collective breath before the weight of partition descended. Even without the granular details of armies, battles, or treaties, the essence of this moment remains unmistakable, a nation realizing that its borders, once fixed and familiar, were dissolving into a new and unwelcome geometry. Partition is a word that seems almost sterile in its simplicity, yet it conceals within it an upheaval so profound that lives are remapped as abruptly as the frontiers themselves. To partition a country is to impose new lines where none belonged, lines that disregard the lived reality of communities, families, and shared histories. It is an act of political disassembly performed with cold certainty. In the days leading up to the 6th of October, the atmosphere would have been thick with the tension of what was about to be lost. People living through the fall of their homeland do not need official declarations to feel that the collapse is already underway. Rumors evolve into expectations, expectations into dread, and dread into the unspoken acknowledgement that tomorrow will not resemble yesterday. Buildings stand unchanged, roads remain familiar, but their meanings subtly shift as the idea of the country itself begins to erode. A schoolhouse is no longer simply a place of learning, it becomes a relic of a national system about to be overwritten. A field is no longer just a field, it becomes contested space. Even the air feels different when a nation feels itself slipping from its own grasp. The weight of the fall comes not only from the physical outcomes, but from the psychological rupture. The people of a land on the brink of partition confront a dual awareness, the knowledge that forces beyond their control are determining their collective future, and the realization that their own sense of belonging is being forcibly rewritten. A national identity, cultivated through generations, may find itself questioned or reclassified overnight. Those who once felt anchored may suddenly feel unmoored, unsure of which authority will claim them, which rules will govern them, or which language will define their next chapter. The 6th of October marks that final moment of suspended breath before these transformations begin to harden into permanence. This fall is more than a political event, it is a dismantling of continuity. A nation is not merely a government or a stretch of land, it is the living memory of its people. When such a memory is fractured by partition, the rupture spreads outward into all facets of life. The songs sung in marketplaces, the traditions upheld at family tables, and the stories passed from elders to children all acquire a halo of vulnerability. Will these traditions survive under new authorities? Will the next generation inherit the same cultural threads, or will those threads be rewoven into unfamiliar patterns? These questions press at the edges of consciousness as the nation approaches the 6th of October, each possibility carrying its own weight of sorrow or resilience. The act of partitioning a country transforms geography into an instrument of power. The borders that emerge after the fall are not gentle or organic, they are deliberate constructs that divide not only land but emotional landscapes. A river that once symbolized unity may now symbolize separation. A town that once served as a vibrant crossroads may find itself amputated from its natural connections. The fall culminates in this moment when maps change, and with them the destiny of countless individuals. Lines drawn by distant decision-makers become the invisible walls that determine who may cross, who must stay, and who finds themselves displaced even without moving a single step. And yet, within this devastating reconfiguration, a paradox often emerges. Even as the country falls and its territory is divided, the deeper essence of what it means to belong may strengthen rather than fade. People confronted with the loss of their homeland may cling more tightly to the cultural, linguistic, and emotional bonds that no partition can erase. The 6th of October, then, may be remembered not only as the day of a nation's fall, but also as the spark that ignites a quieter, more resilient form of unity, one carried not in borders, but in hearts. Still, the reality of the fall remains a heavy burden. A nation that has been partitioned must confront the painful truth that its political agency has been compromised. The structures of governance that once formed the backbone of daily life may be replaced by unfamiliar systems that impose new obligations and reshape societal expectations. Schools adopt new curricula, courts uphold new laws, and citizens find themselves adapting to norms that may conflict with their sense of identity. The very rhythms of life are reprogrammed as the new order settles in. The memory of the 6th of October lingers because it marks an ending, but also because it freezes forever the last moment when the country existed in its undivided form. After the fall, the people must navigate a reality fractured by external will. Yet the story does not end with the partition itself. In every village and city touched by this reconfiguration, individuals continue to carve out spaces of continuity, preserving fragments of the past while adapting to the demands of a transformed landscape. The fall forces them into a new chapter, but it does not dictate the meaning they assign to that chapter. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment with your thoughts or next video ideas.